Should you buy the all-new Subaru Forester Hybrid or Crosstrek Hybrid? That's what we're going to find out. Welcome to Car Help Corner, where we help you, the consumer, master the process of car buying and car ownership. At long last, Subaru is finally introducing proper hybrid options with both the Subaru Forester Hybrid and Crosstrek Hybrid, which are launching this year and just made their debut at the Chicago Auto Show. And I'm here at the Canadian International Auto Show to take a closer look and find out whether these are SUVs you should consider buying over other hybrids like the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid, CR-V Hybrid, and a few others. We're going to go through everything you need to know about this new Subaru hybrid system and all the pros of the new Forester Hybrid, Crosstrek Hybrid, and also some of the drawbacks where they might need some work. But first, let's get into what this new hybrid system is all about. So what's really interesting and important to know about this new hybrid system is that it's actually a combination of both Subaru and Toyota components. Now, it's not quite the same as what we've seen from some other SUVs, like say the Mazda CX-50 Hybrid, which essentially just uses the exact same hybrid system that's borrowed from the RAV4 Hybrid. That's not what Subaru has done here. Here we have a combination of a Subaru engine and Subaru all-wheel drive system combined with a Toyota hybrid system, the Toyota hybrid electric motors and battery, and that's a pretty interesting combination. So with both the Forester Hybrid and Crosstrek Hybrid both using the exact same system, we have a 2.5 liter four-cylinder boxer engine. It's naturally aspirated, so there's no turbochargers, direct injection, basically the same Subaru engine that Subaru has been using for a long time in many of its models, the Forester, the Crosstrek, and others. So this is a very well proven engine that's known for being reliable, it's well made, very good baseline to have here. And attached to that boxer engine, we have two electric motors, one drive motor and one starter generator motor, combined with an eCVT system and a hybrid battery that sits underneath the back seats and cargo floor. So what's nice about that is that you have the proven Subaru boxer engine, that's what they're known for, that's what they do well, with a Toyota hybrid system, the Toyota electric motors and eCVT system. And after all, we know that Toyota is a leader when it comes to hybrids. They've been making them for a very long time. The technology is very well proven, so there shouldn't be any major surprises here in terms of quality, reliability. If you are going to make an all-new hybrid, you may as well go to the best for your components, and that's basically what Subaru did here. Now, the result of that is that we have 194 horsepower, which is a little bit more than you get from the regular Forester and Crosstrek. The standard engine in those cars makes around 180 horsepower, so we have 14 more horsepower thanks to those electric motors. And we also have, of course, much better fuel economy. The Forester Hybrid is rated for around 35 miles per gallon, which translates to around 7 liters per 100 kilometers, which is around 25–30% better fuel economy than the standard Forester. Fuel economy ratings are not available for the Crosstrek Hybrid yet, but I would imagine because it's smaller, lighter, it should do a little bit better than that. Probably around 37–38 miles per gallon or 6.5 liters per 100 kilometers. So that's great. You have a little bit more power than the regular engine and much better fuel economy, although it is worth mentioning that that fuel economy is not quite as good as you get from other similar hybrid SUVs, like the CR-V Hybrid, the RAV4 Hybrid, which are able to get over 40 miles per gallon. And the reason for that is because Subaru decided not to go with the same all-wheel drive system that you get in a Toyota. In a Toyota hybrid, you just have an electric motor that powers the back wheels, in addition to the electric motors at the front wheels. So it's basically an electric all-wheel drive system that's very simple, maintenance-free, but it's not really that capable if you're doing any kind of off-roading. Subaru wasn't interested in that. Instead, they decided to stick with their well-known symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive. So you have a proper drive shaft, a differential, transfer case, the whole traditional mechanical all-wheel drive system, Subaru has decided to stick with that. Now the result of that is that it does hurt the fuel economy a little bit. That's why this new hybrid is not as fuel efficient as the RAV4 hybrid. But it's probably a trade-off that was the right decision to make, because after all, Subaru owners love their all-wheel drive. They love that off-road capability, the adventure personality side that you get with Subaru. So it definitely was a good decision for them to stick with their all-wheel drive. And that should make this one of the most capable hybrid SUVs that you can get, especially if you live somewhere where there's harsh winter conditions. You're really going to be a fan of what we have here. Now, obviously, I haven't had a chance to drive these vehicles yet. Hopefully, I will be able to drive them and test them for you in the next couple of months. But what I can say is this: I think there's a lot to like with these two vehicles. I mean, the issue with the Forester and the Crosstrek was that they're just not that powerful. The 2.5 liter engine can feel very slow, underpowered, and it's a little bit on the noisy side. And they also have that belt-driven CVT, which doesn't really give it the best feel either. And the result of that was that they kind of had mediocre performance, not the best fuel economy. And this seems to address all of that. You have a hybrid system that gives it a little bit more power. 194 horsepower is not as good as the other hybrid SUVs, but it's still a little bit better, and we'll have to see how that feels like in the real world when we test drive it. But you basically get a bit more power, much better fuel economy, and Subaru has maintained what they're good at. You still have that boxer engine, that proper all-wheel drive system, which Subaru fans again are a fan of. And you even have some simplicity added in. This doesn't have the same belt-driven CVT of other Subarus. They've gone with a much more simple eCVT like you get on a Toyota hybrid. So you have the simplicity, you have the reliability with proven hybrid parts, a proven Subaru hybrid engine, regular boxer engine, and you still get that Subaru performance, but just with better fuel economy. I really think that there's a lot to like here, and this could be a win-win combination. Now, because the Forester Hybrid and Crosstrek Hybrid are basically sharing the exact same hybrid system and components, they also share some of the same drawbacks. The first major drawback that we have to go over is the lack of a spare tire. Yes, unfortunately, you cannot get a spare tire on the Forester Hybrid and Crosstrek Hybrid, and that's because of the hybrid battery that takes up space under the rear seats and cargo floor. And I know a lot of Subaru owners, buyers are going to be disappointed with that, because with the kind of, adventure off-road type SUV like this, you want to have that spare tire. And you can still get a spare tire on some of the other hybrid SUVs, like the RAV4 hybrid and the Mazda CX-50 hybrid. So the fact that you can't get a spare on the Subaru hybrids is a disappointment. But on the other hand, they were able to maintain the cargo space. So the cargo area is still extremely spacious, very large, and you can still fold down the rear seats flat, even though you have that hybrid battery underneath. So that's definitely a very good thing. The next downside we have to talk about has to do with the pricing and trims. Now, in the US, the Forester Hybrid seems to be very well priced. It's priced roughly between $35,000 to $42,000, and it's available in 4 different trims. So there's a lot for buyers to choose from. And it seems that you're only going to have to pay around $1,500 to $2,000 more for the Forester Hybrid over the non-hybrids. So that's a very reasonable price premium, considering that you're going to save 30% on gas. Definitely worth it. Unfortunately, it's not the same in Canada. At launch, the Forester Hybrid is only going to be offered on the top trim, the most expensive trim. And that's definitely a drawback. It's not going to have the reach, the appeal that other hybrid SUVs have, like the RAV4 hybrid, where you can get it on almost every trim, from the least expensive LE right to the top of the line limited. So there's something for every consumer, every budget. That's not the case with the Forester. You're going to have to spend the most, get the very top trim if you really want to have the hybrid. Now, that's only going to be the way it is for the 2025 model. We'll have to see. Maybe when the 2026 model comes out, they'll expand it and offer more trims at a lower price point. I'd really like to see that. And same situation with the Crosstrek Hybrid. Initially, it's only going to be available on the top trim when it launches late in the year. And hopefully later on, when demand picks up and Subaru realizes that everybody wants to buy hybrids, they'll offer more options. So what can we say about the Subaru Forester Hybrid and Crosstrek Hybrid? Are these SUVs you should consider buying? Well, I'll reserve full judgment until I've done a proper test drive and compared these against the other hybrid SUVs. But I think that both of them are very promising. There's a lot to like here. What I like is that Subaru has maintained what they're good at and what their buyers want. They've maintained their boxer engine, that all-wheel drive system, so they're going to be just as capable, just as off-road friendly like every other Subaru is known for. That's a great thing. And I like that they stuck with what they know. Their proven, naturally aspirated engine combined with a proven Toyota hybrid system. That's a really good combination, which means that these should be well-made, reliable vehicles. I like that they replaced the regular CVT with the hybrid eCVT. That's a much better setup, again, for reliability, longevity. And I like the fact that, you know, there's no sacrifice here. You're getting a little bit more power, more performance, and much better fuel economy. It really is a win-win. I think that this is going to be the best version of these Subaru models, and there's really no drawback to going with them. In fact, I think down the road, Subaru should probably consider just making all of their trims, all of their models with this hybrid system, because there's no reason to not go for it unless you really, really want to have that spare tire, or you just need to buy something at a much lower price, which is what the standard engine models are really going to be there for. So there you have it. I hope this was a useful video, and as mentioned, I can't wait to get behind the wheel of these models and see what they're like to drive and compare them against the competition. In the meantime, would you consider buying the new Forester Hybrid and Crosstrek Hybrid? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you're in Ontario planning to buy a car, know that OMVIC is the sales regulator that's responsible for enforcing the rules that dealerships must follow. To learn more about your consumer protection rights, visit omvic.ca. And if you need any additional car buying advice, recommendations, or help with getting a great deal on your next new car purchase, make sure to visit carhelpcan.com. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.